Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Saigo. I wanted to give you a brief overview of the project. Sometimes it can be a little intimidating to get it started, but it's not too bad if you know where to look and what resources are available for you. So let's just get started. There are 3 main project resources provided for you, and I'll go over each of them in greater detail, but just as a quick introduction, the first one on the left, number 1, is the Project Guidelines and Rubric document. The second one in the middle, number 2, is the Project Examples document. And the third one, number 3, is the Project Template document. So let's go over each one in detail. The first one, the Project Guidelines and Rubric document. This one has all of the details on what the project is, how to complete it, and how each piece of it will be graded. So look for these headings in this Guidelines and Rubric document in these bullets. The overview helps you understand the purpose and goals of this paper. The directions give you specific instructions on how to approach the paper and what to write about. There are questions for each section that you need to address to complete it. The third section is what to submit. So I am not too strict when it comes to these, but technically there are requirements for the format of your document, the width of your margins, and the font size to use. I am more concerned or most concerned with the content, but if you really want to follow every guideline, check out the document formatting and file type requirements. Next, there are some links to supporting materials, more resources to help. If you sort of get lost, you can come back to the Guidelines and Rubric and sort of start from square one again and find the links that you lost track of maybe. There's a short section on AI usage, what's allowed and what's not. SNHU does allow you to use Gen AI tools like Claude, Grammarly, ChatGPT, OpenAI. But there are guidelines for doing it responsibly and ethically, and things to avoid that can go over the line into plagiarism or turning in non-original work. So I'm interested in your original authentic thoughts and insights, and not what you generate using a chatbot or some other tool. So, check out those rules. It's easier to know them up front than to turn something in and then have to go through answering more questions and maybe an investigation to figure out whether your use was over the line. So better to be safe than sorry. Check those out in advance. And if you have any questions, just ask. And then finally, the rubric is part of this document. This is a table with a list of every criterion that I need to evaluate and how many points it's worth. So if you really want to know exactly where you'll be scored, what you'll be scored on, and how many points you can get for each element, check out the rubric. I like to use it as kind of a checklist when I'm going through my paper writing. I look at the rubric to make sure I'm including everything that's listed on the rubric as a requirement in my writing. Next document is project examples. So this will help you choose your own topic because you get to choose something that you want to write about for this project. I don't want you to write about something that I assign that you might not care about. I'd much rather have you choose something that's meaningful to you. Maybe it's something that's locally significant or something that you've been thinking about or hearing about on the news and you're curious and you want an opportunity and a reason to dig in more. So this will help you narrow down what you choose. First of all, these are the steps. Choose a perspective. So we've been talking about these 3 different perspectives as ways to look at sustainability. You can focus on the environment, the economy, or society. Choose one that's most interesting to you. Second, identify a specific topic within the perspective you chose. So think of a specific example that you want to know more about, something that you'll use as background to answer the required questions. So the questions are the same for everyone, but the answers will be different because the topic that you choose and the angle that you use to approach it will be unique to the way you think. Third, answer the questions. So dive into your topic to answer the questions that are listed in the project template, which we'll get to next. And then fourth, don't forget to cite some sources. The project requires you to cite at least 2 sources in APA format. So one should address the perspective that you are using. So choose something that explains environmental sustainability or economic sustainability or social sustainability as a background to that perspective that you're using. And then the second source should be specific to your own topic. So I certainly don't know everything about everything, and I will need to know more about your topic. So be sure to include a good, strong source that gives me information so that I can read your responses and go and check and learn more about the background of what you've used for your project. And then the third document you'll need is the project template. This is where you will actually type your thoughts and put your writing. So you will use the same project template document and you can turn it in 3 times. You can just keep adding to it for each draft, and then by the time you turn in your final project, it will be complete. For project draft 1, during module 3, turn in project draft 1, and you only need to complete part 1 of the project template for this draft. Follow the instructions on the template document. It'll have a question, and then it'll have space for you to put your response. So just follow that, fill in those gaps with your own thoughts, prose, explanations, etc. Try to do more than just bullet points, but really use complete sentences and put some thought into your writing. Project Draft 2 will be due during Module 5. So for Part 2, for Draft 2, you will complete Parts 2 and 3. And then just add those to your project template document and then turn that in during Module 5. And then during Module 7, you will turn in your completed project with all 3 parts. And I will give feedback on Part 1 and Parts 2 and 3 when you turn in those drafts. And it would be awesome if you would read my feedback. I'll include suggestions, maybe some questions to help you elaborate a little more so that you can express your ideas really fully. I'll give you some tips, and then you can incorporate all those, revise, refine, and then turn in your completed project during Module 7. So I recorded a quick screencast here. See where it says Academic Support at the top of our course. If you click on that, it takes you to this wonderful world of resources with drop-in tutoring, workshops that you can sign up for. But this one right here in the middle is where you can upload a draft of a paper. And we will have writing experts review it, give you targeted feedback, and return your draft to you within 12 hours so that you can get advice, get support. Maybe you are new to collegiate writing. Maybe you've just been away from academia for a while and you need a refresher. Maybe you're fine, but you just want to have extra eyes to help you proofread and really elevate your writing quality. All of those are fine reasons to use the written feedback feature of academic support, so give that a look. So that's about it for that quick project overview. As always, please let me know if you have any questions, if you need help. You can find my phone number in my email signature, and call, text, email. We can set something up and let me know how I can support you. You're doing great. Thanks for watching.